Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
What's up, y'all?
It's been a minute.
Yes, we've had sickly over here for 2 weeks, so we haven't really been able to play.
So sick.
Yeah.
It lasted forever.
The flu.
The flu. Wasn't officially diagnosed, but I'm assuming it was the flu.
The flu vid.
Yes, the flu vid. They say that it can be COVID, it can be the flu, it can be bronchitis.
Yeah.
It's like a whole bevy of things.
Well, that sucks.
And there's still like a rattling in my chest. I'm still coughing some stuff up, but I'm upright and alive. It was awful. Like, everybody who's been going through it knows it's rough.
It's going around.
Yeah.
It's that time. It's going, man. I knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that shit.
Wash your hands.
Oh man, I hate
That's
water.
the big secret.
I
And
hate,
you are
hate
terrible
washing my
at
hands.
it. So gross. I remember Uncle Paul used to drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, man. He'd
I'd
go
be
pee, and then I'd be like, we went to a movie theater. And he went and number 2'd, and he's about to walk out of there. I had to grab him and say, "Get back in here and
That
wash
is
your
so
hands, man.
gross.
You're old.
A grown man.
You know better."
A grown man.
You know, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So.
And this is the reason why people stay sick. People like Paul.
Yeah. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, everyone. No, but there's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
Lately.
A lot of people on the stand. A lot of people doing.
So, did you see this whole tariffs thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you see that, like, Canada
They started
came
to put
out
tariffs on maple syrup.
Right. So,
Ooh.
but the last, 2 hours, maybe 4 hours, Mexico came. Did you see where they negotiated with Trump?
Just said that.
So, that's working,
Yeah.
So, I'm like, okay, y'all, it's just interesting because no matter if it has to do with our side, your side or their side, because it's like when the Biden administration caused all of these inflation and all the prices to jump like they did and all of the issues going on with the groceries, it was just the Republicans screaming and whining about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then now, that supposedly these tariffs might cause a little bit of a bump in a price.
Well, yeah.
The Democrats are screaming and crying about it. So
and that's what he said. I mean, he warned, hey, there's going to be some minor consequences to get to where we need to get to.
Yeah, some adjustments, which is cool. But that's my point. Is they keep saying how terrible it is, and oh my gosh, he's going to do a bidding war in these tariff wars and all this stuff. Well, come to find out, so far so good. Yeah. It just takes a few days for these leaders to get on board.
Yeah. I'm like, give it a shot. Let's try it out.
And what's wrong? At the end of the day, it is about growing products in America. Yeah. It is about buying American brands, right? And creating factories and stuff. So ultimately, that's really what we've all been bitching about. I mean, on both sides. It's American made, buy local, shop local. And then here we are having a president that's trying to encourage that, and people have an issue with it.
I mean, that's
crazy.
That's how the middle class became so thriving in America. You know what I mean? Small businesses and being able to start your own thing and hook up people with your products and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what's made this country so rich, is a rich middle class.
Yeah.
Or a thriving middle class.
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy they want to take that away.
Exactly. Well, and I think too that there's been so many things that have been wrong with the system that we all, just as a group of people, are just, we've all become more aware because of everything going on. Well, come to find out, there's been so many things in place for the last, not just 4 years, but years upon years of people taking advantage of us, or Canada not shipping things the way that we wanted them to, or us having to buy this or that from them. And so all these different issues that none of us paid attention to until now.
Yeah, because we got so complacent.
Yeah. And so maybe, I'm excited about it being more America first based. Yeah. And even though some of the stuff is a little harsh, I think I texted you when Trump came out. What did he do the other day that I was
You were saying some protesters, right? There was some protesters that were going on, some Palestinian protesters. I could have swore that's what you said.
I don't know, but I was Oh, it was Chinese. There were some Chinese students that I saw. Now, I don't know if this was fake news or not. Yeah. It was on X, so I assumed it was real. But there were some Chinese students that had been arrested, supposedly, for their Palestinian views, for them being against Hamas.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Now I'm confused. Or Israel. Them being pro-Hamas. They were pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian instead of Israel, right?
Well, were they pro-Hamas and Palestinian, or just pro-Palestinian?
I think it was pro-Palestinian.
I think that gets kind of mixed in the weeds there.
Maybe. I don't know, but it was not for Israel.
Right.
It was the opposite of Israel, right? Which everyone has the right to feel the way they want to feel.
Right.
So I was really concerned because it said that like Trump was putting these harsh restrictions on these students, taking away their visas, starting to punish them for being pro-Palestinian
ideology.
And I didn't like that. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's weird. That's interesting.
This is freedom of speech. Now, I posted something about it on Facebook, and literally no one, except for one person who's really into politics, had anything to say about it, which was interesting to me because you can tell how often we don't actually know what's going on in the news.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I'm hoping that, I mean, that was kind of our fear, or my fear when we were talking about this before he was elected, is once he's elected, is he then going to put his cronies into these spaces that are going to be...
Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe.
Right.
Who knows?
Maybe it's all just an evil system.
We'll see what happens, man.
I know.
Hopefully not.
It seems like the harsh, the strict dad, you know, that he's playing.
Yeah, he's playing
these
the
rules,
role.
you know, that it's eventually going to work.
I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, but you know, that's the thing. Is like, is the strict dad, you know, for the good,
right,
or not so good? Like,
right.
Who's it supposed to benefit?
Exactly. And what does a strict dad? I mean, a gentle, loving strict dad, it benefits the child eventually, but the child doesn't like it.
No, not at the time.
You know, at the time.
Not
so,
at the time.
I don't know. It's interesting to watch it all unfold. But so far, I mean, he, like, going in and firing all of those FBI agents and all that, it's wild.
Yeah, dude.
It's wild.
We'll stop.
Speaking of Western.
Changing it
cowboy hats.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little John Wayne today.
Yeah, Trump is a little John Wayne today.
Yeah, Trump is John Wayne.
Because he just went in the guns a-blazing.
Yeah, which, I mean, I figured he was going to do, and...
I didn't know. I mean, I figured he was going to do, but he's doing. Like, really...
Yeah, he's doing a lot, dude. He's getting a lot done quick.
Yeah. And they said that there was like less than 600 border crossings already.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
It's already gotten pretty effective.
Very.
You know?
So that makes me feel much safer. I mean, we'll see. I know that there's probably going to be some rogue criminals pop off, you know, because people are upset about it. They're saying cartels and drones and all this other stuff.
I saw the other day that a man in, I was going to remember it. Maybe it was Minnesota, somewhere up north, an elderly man, 67, was tortured and beaten by 2 migrants.
Really?
Yeah, another one. You know, you just keep hearing these stories that pop up, and it's like...
Well, that's what I mean.
It's got to
like,
go.
Now they have these lists, like, first of all, the press secretary, oh my God, girl crush. I love her. She is adorable, and she's so smart.
Yeah.
And that's probably on as we're speaking, so I'm kind of pissed that we're missing it.
It's interesting because...
Excuse me.
Because Mark Cuban says he never has intelligent women on his...
I know, and he's surrounded by them, and Christy Nome and all those people.
Yeah.
And she's very level-headed, too. I saw where CNN and The View and those, you know, hypocrites were all talking about how she looks like she's in cosplay. I thought that was very disrespectful. Yeah. That she's just in cosplay. Huh. She has legitimate credentials. These people he's putting in place are legitimate credentials.
Right. Well, this is the new thing is that they want to keep talking about is all of these appointees are not what do you call that? They're not
qualified.
Qualified. Yeah. All these appointees, and it's like, dude,
They're
way more qualified than the last 4 years.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
For the last 20 years of politicians putting other politicians in power. And again, those are those kind of things that we didn't know about. I didn't realize that for the last 25 years, it's been nothing but politicians in power.
Right.
That there haven't been actual
that's what I know.
Pete Hegseths that were in the
military.
And that were, I mean, you know what I mean. But there's a lot of like money and power playing involved.
Yeah. That's what I've never understood is
workers.
They'll put politicians in certain roles that oversee the military that have never been in the military.
Right.
And it's like, what?
Yeah. And there's that clip going around. It was the FAA, you know, the whole plane situation going down, but it was somebody trying to get confirmed, and Cruz is asking this man, have you ever worked for an airlines?
Yeah.
Have you ever flown a plane? Have you ever built a plane? Have you ever? And the answer was no.
Yeah, no.
All of them. He didn't get confirmed.
No, I just went to the right college and met the right people.
Right. So that's anyway. I mean, that's eye-opening to see. But hopefully, there's the other one that's really tripping me out is this whole Tulsi Gabbard thing. Like,
they do not want her.
What is going on?
They do not want her.
Even the Republicans.
Because the intelligence agency is like that's their power.
Secrets.
Yeah,
it's all their
secrets and their power. Mm-hmm. Intelligence is it's like CIA shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And they kept wanting her to dog that guy. What's his name? Snowden.
Yeah.
And
which is very strange.
Which is also very strange because most of society, after knowing the files and stuff, we're like, okay, yes, he broke the law like she said, but he also for the benefit of all of us, of knowing. And now all of a sudden they want to play by the rules. Oh, he's horrible.
Yeah, I know it.
He's such a bad person.
I know it. It's ridiculous.
It's a game. It's really a game.
Those hearings are wild, man, and they ask some wild shit.
Oh my
God. What a stupid question.
And the way they sat on all of the like dumbest things, like RFK and the onesie.
Or the onesie one. Bernie and the infamous onesie.
That was ridiculous.
And I was listening to Tim Dillon talk about it. He's like, you do not fuck with a man's merch.
Yes, exactly. Like, what are you doing?
Tim Dillon.
But that was really sad because if I were a Democrat, I would be pissed that my constituents or my leaders weren't asking legitimate questions.
Yeah.
Like, you could ask RFK some really legitimate questions.
Do you support the onesies?
I know. And then the way he called him out.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. When he's like, it's not just these organizations, it's Congress too.
Yeah.
And I was like, you go, dude.
I know. And we all need that. We all need to know these things.
But they said that his percentage of getting through now is at like 81 or 80 something percent. So, and what was cool is when he was walking out that first day and everybody was clapping. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, this guy's a bomb. And then his cousins and his nephew and like what is going? That's sketchy.
Sad. Well, because it's sus. Well, that's because, they don't care anymore. Family doesn't, I guess, mean anything. I don't know.
Like if you don't agree, they gotta be getting paid.
All paid off.
They gotta be getting paid.
Yeah.
Because if you don't agree with somebody in your family, okay, cool. But this man's trying to do something. He's trying to do something good.
Right.
Why would you come out and just dog him like that?
I know. And like, who
your
is
own
against
family.
Like having the science to support? And what's so crazy to me now is the rhetoric that I've seen on the news this morning is like, they're saying vaccines cause autism. Yeah, bitch, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
It's at least look into that.
I mean,
why are you so
opposed to it? Something's wrong that you are fighting tooth and nail to pump some infant with 12 different vaccines.
One for hepatitis.
Right. Like, I don't understand. Any mother, any normal, sane woman or person, father,
like,
mother,
man, I don't
person.
want to give my kid all this shit.
Right. Why would you do that? And I didn't know. I don't have any little kids, so I didn't realize that they were doing, what you and I used to get, like 7, I guess, back in the day.
Yeah,
and they were spread out. But now apparently they shoot them like within hours.
Tins. Yeah.
So strange, right?
It's wild, dude.
It's such an evil. To me, I just see nothing but evil.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's got to be evil. Mm-hmm. Dude, there was one where it was they were with Rand Paul, and he was on there, and he was talking about the hepatitis vaccine for kids, and he's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah,
you know. But which Rand Paul's the shit too.
And they were saying there's really like good stuff. Salve that they put on babies' eyes that are supposed to protect these diseases that aren't even, they're not even presented in the baby. Like there's a lot of things that they do just to get that dime out of the mother and the father when they give birth to a child.
It's crazy, dude.
And so, that kind of stuff is like very hard to understand why anyone would ever be against him trying to find out what works best for our children.
Right.
Like,
to be that against it. To be that odd is the perfect word. It's super odd.
Yeah,
it's
and like, you can tell that there's no good reason.
No.
It's just to be against it.
It's all money and power and being on a side and choosing. Yeah, dude, it's insane. But we need him.
I think he might get on before Tulsi. I think for sure. So. I didn't know she was so hated like that.
Dude, she is.
You kept saying that, and I was like, okay, the left hates her, but dude, they're right too.
Yeah, they all do.
It's weird.
Yes.
Which I thought she looked fucking awesome.
Oh, she was.
She looked like a superhero with that white streak.
Yeah.
I know she is.
She's
really
like
pretty.
I mean, if you ever seen X-Men, she looks like Rogue with the one stripe. Yeah.
The whole panel he's putting together looks, I mean, they really do look like superheroes. But
they sure act like it.
I know.
Same with Kash Patel. Like his answers, she kept trying to get him on the election and saying the 2020 election, did he win? And he wouldn't say
None
he
of them
won.
will.
He said he was certified and elected as president. She was like, but did he win? And they went back and forth, and he's like, he wouldn't say it because the man doesn't want to lie under oath.
Mm-hmm. Well, and all of them are saying that. They're all saying he was
sketchy.
certified. They were certified. There's lots of people that don't believe he won.
No, not legitimately.
Lots of people.
I know.
And there's no way. I mean, I don't really know. I just know that reality was we ended up with Biden for 4 years, and it has been detrimental.
Which at this point, it's like, I guess we needed that.
We did.
I 100% agree that.
Because that's more spiritual. I think it's more of a spiritual awakening. I think that, at the end of the day, there's just too many systems in place that look so legitimately evil and purposeful to hurt and not to benefit.
Right.
That's like somebody is getting benefits.
Yeah.
It's not us.
I just want some answers to some questions.
I know, me too.
And there are a lot of questions. Same, I was watching Dan Bongino, he was talking about the pipe bombing.
Yeah.
And he's dead convinced the pipe bombing had to do with Jan 6 as well. But that was in the hearing too. Kash Patel was on there, and God, who asked? Maybe it was Senator Kennedy. One of these guys asked him, like, did you, when you were at the DOJ, did you have National Guard armed and ready to go to the Capitol for January 6th? And he said we had it long before.
Yeah, it was.
They were even gonna. Yeah, I mean, he's like, we had it. He said Nancy Pelosi shut him down, and who else? What was it, Chuck Schumer? Somebody.
They didn't want the
protection. Marion Bowser, the mayor. Yeah. He was like, it was the they
were hoping
the end call on Pelosi and Mariel Bowser, and they shot him down on it. Mm-hmm. So it's just
because they were all fingers crossed that something would pop off, and they knew they had their FBI agents involved, and I mean it's so obvious. But you're right. I'm really looking forward to some legitimate answers. Yeah. To things, and it's cool because even like the drones, I know we're actually gonna get him. We better. Yeah. But even like when he came right out about the drones, even though it wasn't like the clearest of answers, I would have liked more. Yeah. It was some kind of leadership.
Yeah. What did he say about the drones?
He said they are not the enemy. Okay. They are ours, basically, and that the FFA was running different tests. Yeah. I still think they were probably looking for some lost bomb they were looking for something. Yeah.
And they don't want to tell us.
Yeah, right, exactly. But at least it was somebody having a legitimate answer instead of your own government going, I don't know. Yeah, what's in the sky? Yeah. It's like, okay, how safe do we feel if we don't know what's in the sky above us,
It's crazy.
Lie to me or something.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Which is something y'all are great at anyway.
Speaking of the sky, the planes,
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Well, so that's 3?
So yeah, there was one in Houston that nobody really saw. And then the helicopter running straight into the plane
at 9:00 at night. Yeah, what is going on there?
Well, so for the longest time they weren't releasing all of the names of the people on the helicopter. Well, they finally released that it was a female helicopter pilot, which I'm a female. Women can be pilots, right? Yeah. So that wasn't necessarily Trump's point about the DEI, but anyway. Because that whole thing. So excuse me. So they released it though. Her name is Rebecca Lobach, and she is she was a pilot, but she was also a fan of Biden. She worked in the Biden White House. She was she did a lot of different like social media things for Biden, and she was a very Democrat left. Yeah. Okay. That being said, I'm waiting to see as if this was on purpose. If for somehow him winning,
trying to cause chaos,
that she possibly was on a suicide mission. I don't know. I mean, I hope that that's not the case, but if you watch that video, I don't know. It just looks very suspicious. Sus.
Looks super sus.
We need her shirts.
Yeah, I know
sus. So yeah, but that was interesting because he kept complaining about DEI.
Right.
Well, I've got a girlfriend that flies, and she is a stewardess, an airline stewardess. She said that for like the last several years, FAA, is that what it's called? FAA, have had a lot of issues. Like they have had a lot of planes that have to be grounded.
Yeah.
They've had lots.
It seems like it.
Yeah, lots of accidents. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she said it's because of the quality of the workers, and not even so much as who they are, but the pay that they're getting, the hours they're putting in.
Are they motivated to do a good job?
Exactly. Yeah. So the whole system, it's okay for it to be redone and be safer, guys.
Yeah, and that's what, and they were saying that a lot of these guys are spent.
Yeah.
They're just, so I don't know. I'm down. If they want to hook me up with a pilot's license for free, I'm down to take the course. Us? Yeah, I'll fly. I'll fly anybody everywhere. I think I could do a good job.
Well, so that's the thing is like the other thing I keep seeing, and it's sad, which I don't know enough about it to be factual, but I know that the DEI that they're talking about in the government jobs and different things like that are adults and the working class system, and that they're wanting the best of the best no matter what color you are,
right? Which
makes total sense. So merit based, right? Yes. Well, then I keep seeing these people posting stuff that they're doing the same thing in like to children. Like, for instance, handicapped children or children that have some sort of disability.
Yeah.
Trump took out the whole DEI system disability part in the working class system.
Yeah.
Not saying that you can't, but that whatever job you're applying for, you have to be able to do.
Yeah.
Period. There's no exceptions, right? Well, now I guess parents are starting to push these rumors that they're doing the same thing in the school system. I don't really know enough about it, but basically like taking away all these programs for disabled children. And I don't think that's true.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like that makes sense.
It doesn't. Those are the things. I'm like, why are we always have to go so extra when we all know that's not going to be the case?
You bitches is extra.
It's so extra. Yeah. Like, come on now.
Yeah, so they're
letting it trickle down to the kids.
So now he's doing something negative for the disabled kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is a bunch of honky.
Which makes no sense at all. That's so stupid. It's so stupid.
So that was interesting.
Well, that's what I was saying is like, all these planes that are crashing and going down, it sure seems like somebody doesn't want people to travel or go anywhere.
I don't want
Sounds familiar. Where have I seen that? Oh, yeah, COVID.
Mm-hmm. And I have a theory too that a lot of
trying to spook people.
Exactly. Put the fear-based stuff. But I mean, things are going down, so it's like it is kind of scary.
It is scary, dude.
But then it's also like, are they doing all of this so that we're even more surveilled? I mean, there's a part of me that feels like the fires and the planes and the tragedies and the chaos and stuff is so everyone will just stay put and let us be surveilled and like everything is on a, tracking system, and we can't go anywhere unless everyone knows where we're at, and
create
long ago,
chaos.
the days you could just get out and go.
Yeah.
Just nobody would know. You could go off the grid.
Yeah, you could.
I just think that they're trying to avoid anything like that at all costs.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Just want to suppress your soul.
Yeah.
Trying to suppress your soul.
I know it. And that's the only thing that we got going for us, y'all.
Right. Well, that's why, and I was like, Sean Duffy's the new transportation secretary. I'm like, this dude's got his hands full right now. Quick.
Hit the ground running.
2 days later.
I didn't really pay attention to him, so I didn't know. I mean, I when he was up there on TV, I was like, oh, that's the new guy.
Yeah, that's the transport. Yeah, I mean, he's been on Fox forever.
I didn't know that Pete Buttigieg, just whatever his name is, he was the transportation.
Yes.
Does he know anything about transportation?
No, he was a mayor.
Yeah.
And that's what's so crazy, because they're like, these people aren't qualified. Yeah. Well, Pete was a mayor.
He was a mayor.
Had nothing to do with transportation.
Yeah.
So
is Duffy something?
That's a question I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that he knows something about transportation, or he wouldn't have been put in that position.
There's got to be some reason to be qualified to. Yeah.
But today they're supposed to. I think they're supposed to confirm some of these people.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, when are they finally going to confirm some people? Because I don't
know, but Cash
they've been doing all three.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah, he was good.
He was.
And the way that he put them in their place.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Some of the things
there's that one lady when she said something like, he was talking about a clip, and he's like, you should probably go back and watch it in its entirety. And she's like, well, I don't have that. I only have 2 minutes.
5 hours.
No, I don't have 5 hours to go over it and talk to you about it. And he goes, yes, you got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, that's funny.
And he's just very straight to the point and very...
They don't play.
Which is exciting. It's so funny that we're watching these things too. I still laugh at myself thinking about how excited I got watching these fucking confirmation things.
I'm feeling pretty old.
So old. I mean, it's so exciting though.
Yeah.
I'm like, since when did I care about all this stuff?
Yeah, I know it.
But it's entertaining, and it also is empowering to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And to feel like you have some sort of
handle
on it. Yeah.
I know it.
So, anyway.
Makes it hard to talk to other people about it that have no idea what's going on.
Well, and it's sad, too, for me to see, again, the media and the way that they turn us against each other.
Yeah.
And now it's a whole nother, system of, Trump's this and that and this and that on the mainstream media or the leftist, the left.
Media.
Yeah, the left media and the right saying something completely different. And I'm like, why do y'all keep doing this to us?
Yeah.
Like, you can't agree that America should be put first.
Right.
We can't agree on that.
Yeah, no. How is that so difficult? And that's the thing, too, is even on Fox, they were kind of questioning Tulsi.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, dude, she
must know.
They do not want her in that position whatsoever.
I know. Which makes me want her.
Yeah. Put her in there.
Mm-hmm.
Get that woman in there.
It's nutso. But yeah, there's so much stuff going on, dude.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's pretty
Those
cool.
hearings are really important to me.
Yeah.
Especially Bobby.
So what do you feel like, though? What if Trump goes, totally crazy and starts doing all kinds of weird stuff? I think it'll
then
probably
I'm going to be like, fuck.
I know.
But, we'll see.
But you know what? I'm not afraid to at least call him out.
We'll
he shouldn't have done that, or he shouldn't. If this whole thing about the kids not being able to say what they want about Israel, I don't agree with that.
I wonder what
freedom of speech.
Yeah, I wonder what the entire context of that is.
I know. That's the thing is there's just little snippets. So I don't know. You never get the whole story.
When I was listening to... I listened to that Tucker and Pierce Morgan, and they were arguing about the Ukraine war, and just the way that Pierce was trying to justify, that and make Russia such a bad guy and justify, well, we had to because this and that. And it's like, no, there was a treaty in place. No.
To be against
Tucker was
Russia.
Like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
He sounded crazy. Yeah. And I like Pierce, but I was like,
yeah.
Dude.
He does sound
crazy.
There's
no way to justify that.
Oh, have you been keeping up with Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively?
Over that shit.
Oh, I've been watching it. It's so funny. But today is the court hearing.
Oh, is it?
Or one of the hearings. But obviously she's you can tell. She came out. trying to ruin this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is so lame.
Yeah. So it's just more fall of Hollywood Babylon.
Yeah.
Which I am so here for.
Yeah, I am too.
Like, make them all just crush them.
Yeah.
Don't care about Beyonce.
Their heads
I don't
have gotten
care about
too big.
Kanye West.
They think they are too special.
They do.
Yeah.
And they've been, and especially somebody like that, because supposedly she's been like raised by really Hollywood parents too.
Oh, she's the Nepo baby.
So yeah, like they have nothing that's ever gone wrong for them.
They
it's like
no, the whole fake world.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like just like I was saying that the Grammys and stuff, they all look.
They do look stupid, don't they?
Yeah, man.
They really.
They look
used
more
to be
and more.
cool.
They used to look good. And
they used to be funky. Like if somebody was gonna wear a wild outfit, that was different.
It made sense a little bit.
But now you've got like Will Smith's kids
with
showing up
a house on his head.
With a house on his head, and like if it was artistic or something, like Lady Gaga.
It just looks stupid.
Yeah, it does look stupid. And now that we know that they're all pieces of crap, it's no
makes
fun.
It worse. It makes it even worse.
It does.
And it's like nobody cares.
Not into it.
That's what I'm saying. Beyonce winning the country album is like,
how obvious.
He definitely paid for that one.
100%.
Yeah.
Which there hasn't been much of him in the news lately since.
No.
Oh, I saw a little article about P. Diddy being rushed to the hospital in the middle of the night, like last night or something.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll have to see.
I don't know what's happened to P. Diddy.
I don't know. But yeah, they're not in the news anymore.
No, you don't.
Really.
No, you're not hearing
even
anything
Luigi.
about. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So crazy how quickly that stuff passes and just goes away, and it's like, well, we got this now.
I know.
And but yeah, I hadn't heard anything about the Diddy case.
Let's see.
Dude, and that's the thing. It's the trafficking, dude. They need to figure that out.
Yes, the sex trafficking.
We need some answers to that.
That was one of my favorite things about Kash Patel.
Yeah.
Because he keeps talking about sex trafficking. That's very important that we figure out.
Keeping it in the forefront, dude.
Yes, and we all need to know the reality of that. You know, it's everybody's worst nightmare, but we need to know that this is happening, that happened with celebrities, that the Epstein list. I mean, we need all of that.
What is going on here?
Yeah, because
the sexual blackmail we need to know. And it goes deep and it goes far back, dude.
I know,
it's super interesting and terrible, but it's like what's going on?
Sense,
what are these people doing? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna hold something above somebody's head.
Yeah.
You know?
Might as well do it.
But that's why you have to that's what I think we've all been missing is just honesty and humanity. And even if you've done things wrong, you just put it in the light.
Yeah.
And you ask for forgiveness and you take responsibility.
Trying to hide it. Well, I have an image.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, your image looks like shit now, bud.
No.
So
you look like a child molester, bud.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed that, but
it's pretty awful.
Looks like you like to diddle kids. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, you're trying to cover all this stuff up.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Well, it's frowned upon, sir.
But it's almost because
diddling kids
politics.
is frowned upon.
Yeah. Politics have kind of taken the place of celebrities.
Yeah, they kind of, in a way, it seems like the whole political realm and landscape has gotten kind of bigger than Hollywood.
Way bigger.
In a way, you know? But
because it's juicier.
Well, and it's real stuff. You know, it's not. Yeah, it's real stuff. It's not all this. I don't know. It's hard to explain. They're in their own world.
Fluff. It's like pomp and circumstance.
Oh yeah, they look like jackasses.
Yeah, they do.
Hollywood is.
Which, listen, if everything needs to be gutted and torn down and taken back down to authenticity, then we'll have better art created that way.
Right.
Like it'll be
that's what I'm saying. Like it used to be artistic, and it's like it's not artistic. Like it's all about money and franchises and stuff now.
I know, and that's kind of how you see it played out in even our normal lives too, where instead of there being buildings of mom and pop stores, there's nothing but franchises.
Yes.
I just feel like everything is a big fake monopoly.
Yeah.
And it's all crumbling. It's all just starting to fall.
Right.
And then eventually we'll be back to our little
pieces
rising
out of
the ashes. Yes, with my evil eye sweater on.
Schmerica.
Sounds good to me, though.
Yeah, dude.
I'm ready for it.
Grammys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a hat or a house on his head.
I saw that.
What? That's so stupid looking.
But those
kids are messed up.
Ooh, you know those kids are screwed.
Those kids are screwed up.
Makes me so grateful to be a normal nobody.
Yeah.
That was raised by a nobody family.
Yeah, right? You know, yeah.
Just all
those
kinds
kids
of,
are...
Yeah, they're going to be real confused.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I went to church Sunday. This whole thing is still very spiritual for me. I'm just going to keep putting it out there. We got to come to our prayers and our...
Isn't that interesting? I keep tagging you in, like, they're making biblical movies again. Like they used to. And
there's Charlie Kirk, you know, he's a Christian guy, and he's the #1 podcast amongst young people. And there's this huge Christian movement against, for the younger generation. They're all kind of falling back into the fold because they're all, you know, empty.
Yeah, I just thought that was cool because, you know, you've got like biblical movies coming back, and then you've got westerns with that Taylor Sheridan and his shows, you know. So it's like those were two things that I was like, man, they used to make great western movies and great like biblical, like Lawrence of Arabia and stuff. Yeah. And now they're starting to bring that. Yeah, especially now.
Like with all the sci-fi and all this stuff you can do with movies.
Yeah. And then there's so many amazing biblical stories.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So.
About that.
What was that one I sent you?
David and Goliath.
Yes. David and Goliath.
That's going to be so good. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know.
That's a great story.
And the Book of Revelation, too. I mean, anything out of the Book of Revelation would be incredible to put on a screen.
Would be cool.
It's
remember they did the Noah movie with Russell Crowe when it was 10 years ago?
What's his face, though? Just was on a podcast. What's his name? Old guy with the gray hair that's like, oh my God. They did the Jesus movie, Passion of the Christ.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Melly
Mel.
He said, Smelly Mel. He said that he was making a Book of Revelation. No.
Oh, he was going to make a movie.
It was a resurrection. He's making a movie about the resurrection.
I did,
which is going to be so...
Yeah, he did the crucifixion. Now he's going to do the resurrection.
Right.
It's interesting. I wonder if he'll have Jim Caviezel in it playing.
I don't know. I think so. I think he said that.
Yeah. I would think Jim would be all about that. And that dude's super hardcore Christian.
But he said that he was currently trying to figure out how to write it to where it's both like a physical movie and also, you know, like... also emotional and like spiritual movie.
Right.
I mean, he was trying to figure out, whoever he was talking to, I think it was PPD, he was trying to figure out the best way to portray that. Which, I mean, if you listen to Mel Gibson talk, he doesn't sound like he's like so brilliant necessarily, but his movies are really
He's
fantastic.
got some great movies, man.
Yeah.
He's had some really great movies before in the past.
Are you getting anxious, puppy dog?
And then, I just hope that, like, I don't know, I just hope Selena Gomez is doing better.
Oh my God, that video of her was hilarious.
Dude, the reaction, her taking it down
right away. She was
right
drunk
away.
or something.
Someone's going,
because the way that she was so upset, I was like, oh, that's, Vino.
It looks like wine crying.
Totally, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, that's
crying.
way too much red wine.
That's a wine cry.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, dude, that's the part I don't understand. Your people, aren't you from America? Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah. What is
because they think it's virtue signaling. They think that they have to be in line with these causes that they really don't believe in.
Or know anything about.
No. Yeah, exactly.
I have no clue.
Yeah,
they just hear
so
it
funny.
and clip it. And
Poor
it's like,
girl.
You're so sorry.
And what's so great about it is all of this stuff lives forever.
Yeah, it does.
So like
that's gonna be out there. Somebody's saving that video before you take it down.
The pilot lady that was flying, Rebecca Lubach, they said that they were announcing her name so that her family could scrub the internet, the government could scrub the internet. And there's very few things that she's online about when she clearly had a huge presence before. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess there's still ways to go in and kind of grab certain things.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, sure.
But yeah, just like that Blake Lively thing too, like she said all this stuff, you know. So now when they're going back in court to prove it, they have her on video saying everything.
I'm Daenerys Targaryen. And I have dragons. You're a nut, dude. You're a nut.
Yeah.
I have my own
and
dragons.
Taylor, I'm here for Taylor Swift to go.
Taylor's my dragon.
Yeah.
Well, now they're saying that she's like, Taylor's backing away from Blake Lively.
She put a statement out, which I thought was even more screwed up.
Yeah.
For her to put a statement out saying, just kidding, she's not my friend.
Yeah, kind of.
I was like, oh, wow. So we're not there for our girls, actually.
No,
okay.
It's all about that image.
It's all
the
about
image.
So weird.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those people are nuts, man. Mm-hmm. And then Ryan Reynolds, and he's obviously got some issues.
Obviously, he's way too tan. I don't like it.
Apparently, he's pretty insecure because...
Obviously.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there was some kind of...
Justin Baldoni.
Some kind of, attraction to each other.
Well, they probably had a great chemistry. And then, he probably got all butthurt about it, which,
That's what it kind of sounded like she was talking about. The thing, but they said that Justin dude is a hardcore feminist, too.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
He's supposedly real, sweet.
Yes. I mean, why would you try to this guy's just now coming in and, trying to build a career and you're shooting them down?
The whole thing that happened is that people organically didn't like Blake Lively.
Right.
They started to see that she wasn't. I could see that too.
She's a little
and if she's not promoting, the movie was about abuse.
Yeah.
And instead she was promoting her beer, and
then Deadpool.
Yeah. So, I could see where people would be like, oh, well, that's a bunch of horseshit.
Yeah.
She should be promoting this,
She definitely thinks she's bigger than she is. They all do now.
They all do. They have so much money.
Yeah. And they have been worshipped for decades now.
I guess so.
I mean, really, people have really worshipped.
I've never been a huge celebrity person.
Yeah.
I know we have had friends, I'll never forget Paulette, one of Mom's
and her
friends.
Elvis.
She was obsessed with Elvis.
Yeah.
It was a real
to the point
issue.
of having his haircut.
Yeah.
She had this woman had Elvis's haircut.
Forever.
She rocked it.
She rocked it really well.
It really looked good on her.
She even did the pop collar sometimes.
Yeah.
No, but she was so into celebrities, and I think she's probably the only person that stands out to me that we knew that was really into that
culture.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have been for a long time. So.
Yeah. It's fun to watch it fall.
They think they're the shit, dude. But everybody's like, you ain't that cool.
No.
We're kind of over it.
Yep.
Your movies are sucking these days.
Right.
First of all, your movies are sucking.
Which again is, I think it's just the turning of all of society. Mm-hmm. We're just getting more and more to the real stuff.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see another Captain America.
I know I don't.
No, I don't either.
I know I don't.
I'm about good on that.
I'm about good on superheroes, period.
Yes. Jeez.
That's just me.
I didn't know it was going to get that big. When they first started coming out, I was like, cool, that's cool. Now I'm like, oh my God.
Now the universes are in the universes are in the universes, and they marry the people that they did 30 years and then 3,000 years ago, and then they
guess what, guys? We can go back in time and then forward in time, and then we can go to this universe and that universe. It's like, dude, that's enough. That is enough.
It's so true.
That is enough with your
universes.
universes.
Crazy. I know.
Can we get back to reality for a change?
Yeah, I like it. I like a little bit of reality.
That's what I'm saying. The other day, White Men Can't Jump popped on.
Yeah,
and I was like,
you have talked about.
I've been talking about some White Men. It's such a great movie.
So long. It's been at least 2 weeks now.
It's probably my favorite movie that talks about the issue of race.
Yeah.
And the differences, and then and because it's so wholesome.
Yeah, it's funny.
They become best friends. It's like, it's my favorite race movie.
Yeah, I like what's her face in it. That's how she was really funny.
Rosie,
my Pope's belly. Yeah.
What is a kinks?
She's pretty cute in that movie.
Yeah, she is. Well, it was funny because it was on a regular channel, and there's the scene where they're running and grabbing their clothes, and I remember in the original movie you could see her nipple.
Oh, did they take it out?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why.
They blurred her nip.
They just had a naked Kanye West wife on the Grammys.
Crack and all.
What the hell?
What a weird.
I know.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, I don't see how you can stand around and preach all day and then turn around and make your Are they married?
I'm very disappointed. Yeah, supposedly they got married a few years ago.
And then make your wife throw off a black
I don't
coat.
know that he made her, but it's definitely a weird look.
It's a very strange look.
Especially because he is supposed to be this big, deep thinker and love the Lord.
Guy, yeah.
I'm like,
That's not very Christian.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
You could have her wear something classier than that.
I know. She's such a pretty woman.
Yeah, she is pretty. I mean, it's crack and all.
I know.
Like,
yeah,
what?
Nobody wants a crack.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it was a nude dress.
The style.
That's what they said.
The style.
See-through dress.
It's like watching those really high-end fashion shows, and it's like nobody on planet Earth would wear that.
Well, right, but that's the point of the runway. It's supposed to be a show.
I still don't get it.
I do. I like it because it's supposed to be a show.
Another dude in a long skirt. Cool.
With a weird hat on.
And everybody thinks they're a different gender. Huh, I wonder why.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's all coming to a head now.
It's fashion. That's not fashion. I watched a video the other, I don't think it was this morning, and it was showing they colorized an old black and white video from the 30s, and everybody dressed so nice.
Beautiful.
And
every
they were
man
thin.
had a hat on, and they all had
suits.
Nobody was fat.
No.
We were talking about that the other day. Like, it's so crazy how much.
Because
now, having RFK and his facts that he's throwing around, and how it's like 60% of America is over. It's
crazy.
That's really sad.
I mean, I feel lucky that I'm not.
I know.
I should be.
I know.
Probably.
Doesn't mean that there's not things going on.
Yeah.
It's like everything is unhealthy, right? Even if it's not like a layer of fat on you, there's something wrong with our liver.
Yeah.
Or, something is going haywire on the inside.
Dude,
I'm trying really hard to be healthy.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I saw something that was talking about how, was it Beethoven's Fifth Symphony?
Yeah.
Beethoven or Mozart's Fifth Symphony? One of those guys. Is it Beethoven that has the Fifth Symphony?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they said that if you listen to that song regularly, it can kill like 20% of cancerous cells in your body.
Really?
Yes.
I totally believe that. Yeah, I totally believe that.
That's why I've been falling asleep to that stuff.
I know. I'm very proud of you.
I fall asleep every night to like some.
Well, it's working for you. You look healthier.
No, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Feeling healthier.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, energy. I need some energy.
Yeah.
I need some of that energy.
I've actually been doing really good too. Lots of vitamins, lots of health. Like, I don't take anything to sleep anymore.
I just do my melatonin
tea.
But melatonin. You said that helps with anxiety as well, right? Melatonin?
And straight melatonin. Like, the more melatonin you can take, because your body absorbs a lot of it, and so you don't get the benefits, but the more melatonin you can add, the better.
So up it to 2.
Up it.
2 teas.
2 tea bags.
2 tea bags.
Of melatonin. Yeah.
Get on my face, tea bag of melatonin.
It's good for you though, but yeah, I don't know. I wish I would have discovered being healthy like 15 years ago instead of waiting until now.
Yeah.
But
I remember being younger in my early 30s or late 20s, and I was like, I ain't gotta worry about that right now.
I know.
That's kind of the attitude. I don't gotta worry about that.
Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, wait, what's in there?
Well, it's just weird because 30 to 50 just goes really quick.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just feels like a blink of the eye. It's just, and you hear that.
I keep saying, like, where did the last 20 years go?
I don't know.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. There's really nothing else you can do besides just be in the moment and
keep
be
on
the best
keeping
you
on.
can. I know.
LIVIN.
It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I hate being an adult.
It is kind of.
I hate it.
Kind of boring.
I start picking out certain things that bother me.
Yeah. About being an adult.
Yeah.
Like what? Having pay rent and work.
Oh yeah, that's stuff. No, like little things that like, I don't know, people that aren't aware of their surroundings bothers me.
Oh yes, you're very hardcore about stuff like that.
Because
you have too much time on your hands to think about stuff.
Oh yeah, sure I do.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, you do.
No, I don't. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Well, I know, but still.
All the time. Anyway, but like or like the other day, somebody was it was yesterday. We were walking out of church, Dwayne and I, and this couple just stops in the middle of the doorway, and I'm like, dude, like, just to stop and chat with each other, and it's like, dude, there are other people walking in and out. What is going on?
Yeah, it's weird because it's like common courtesy.
I think cell phones have done that. Have kept people from being aware
because
of
your
their
head's
surroundings.
down
Yes.
and you're not paying attention to anything.
I think cell phones has created this massive, thing where people don't pay attention. So other people that are around them,
not only
where
do
they're
they
at,
not, but
what
they're
doing.
not expected to pay attention.
No,
like it's
wild.
completely Well,
like you're not the only one here, dude.
The only thing that's good about that to me is how quickly we can plug back in. Like if you ever want to really ground yourself again, all you have to do is turn your cell phone off, stop looking at social media for 24 hours, get outside,
Take a break.
I mean, it's so quick that you can connect again.
It's healthy to do that.
I think so too.
And then there's all these little things like you start hearing as you get older too. Like I speak on speakerphone on my phone, and I always have.
Yeah.
And now they're like, don't hold the phone up to your ear because the radio frequencies can cause cancer cells and stuff like that. And it's like, shit.
I mean, all those weirdos back in the day, like when microwaves were, invented and they were tripping out. They're right. They're all right. There's a bunch of weird women that moved to the middle of like these little towns in Midwest America that have no Wi-Fi because they think
What's the name of those towns?
I'll give you a list. Just because they don't
Bunch of women in the middle of nowhere. Is that New Mexico?
That's funny. Probably so.
Utah? I don't know.
But I mean, all these people that had these theories that what is that 5G is supposedly terrible for us. I believe it's terrible for us. I think it's probably part of the plan, the evil cabal plan.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
damn evil
all of our food, and especially when you start finding out about I never thought about medication like pills and stuff having petroleum in them and being made out of oil. You know, when you find out that Rockefeller kind of had a lot to do, and J.P. Morgan, all those guys had a lot to do with wiping away holistic medicines.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And started introducing their own medical plans and their own, because they wanted to sell their petroleum-based pills.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wild, dude. Yeah. Holistic medicine is where it's at. Dude.
Absolutely.
It's been around for thousands and thousands of years.
Psychology is the same theory, right? Where
just take this pill. It just doesn't even sound right.
Well, and also just the doctrine. Like they had these groups of people in the 1920s that went to Harvard and they were Harvard educated and they were these big scholars, and then all of a sudden they invented psychiatry, and then psychiatry is tied back to like your childhood and your relationship with your parents, and it's just all, though, if you step back and look at it, I mean, a lot of it is just a system to empower the people that created it. Yeah. It's not to empower the individual person receiving the psychology. The help. Yeah. It's made us nothing but sicker, which is still the theory that God is the God of everything, and that as long as you can get back in touch with God, that's where it's at.
Like say it like an old Southern Baptist preacher. God.
Pastor.
Well, the same thing with like the education system. St. Rockefeller and those guys had the same thing with the education system.
Yes.
That's what's so wild. You hear a lot of people talking about like putting kids on Adderall, and it's like you want a 6-year-old boy to sit in a desk for 8 hours.
For what reason?
They want to get out and run around. It's like a puppy, dude. Like, what are y'all doing?
And why would you medicate that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't understand that either.
I've never understood that.
No.
Ever.
Well, it used to be Ritalin, now it's
and
Adderall.
It's normal. Like, I'll have people talk about it, and they're like, oh, well, so-and-so's on medicine since they were 6.
He's got ADHD. He's been taking Adderall for 5 years now. Like,
so
what?
Sad.
It's a kid, dude.
Yeah.
I just still don't understand ADHD.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean,
I think it was just made up. It's just another diagnosis made up.
Yeah.
I mean, there are differences in children. Some children cannot pay attention.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you medicate them. That means you engage them in a different way.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
try that.
Maybe try something completely out of the box that has nothing to do with ruining the serotonin levels in their brain before it can even be developed.
This doesn't sound right.
No, I don't like it one day.
It don't sound right.
No.
So
anyway,
but yeah, J.D. Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan and all those guys, like
banks,
they were doing all kind. Same, like I was saying with the Titanic and stuff, and all those rich people that were killed on the Titanic.
Yeah, I know it. Interesting.
Trust no one.
They don't trust absolutely. I don't.
I don't either.
I don't
either. I want to know what's really going on.
Mm-hmm. We're about to find out, Russ.
And every kind of situation that happens, like somebody running over people in New Orleans, or even like I was saying, I was watching that documentary about the Boston Marathon bombings and stuff. Like, who was behind that, though?
Yeah.
Who's getting these people to do this stuff?
I think it's the CIA.
Yeah.
I think it's the government. They're causing chaos.
It's like, there's a really great movie from back in the day. I'm not going to the movie here. Again, but it was Kurt Russell and then Alec Baldwin's younger brother, Billy Baldwin, called Backdraft. And the movie was about, they were firefighters.
The firefighters?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it turns out that one of their firefighter buddies was causing all the fires to happen.
Ooh,
so they had something to do to put out the fires.
They look like the heroes.
That's the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
That is the CIA.
Exactly.
Or the government.
So true.
We're gonna start fires so we have a reason to put out fires, and then we can feel vindicated for doing our job.
Yeah, and that
Yeah, dude. Like.
Well, and then it's like so many levels of that,
Yeah.
Just they seem to be grimier and grimier the more that you look into it. Yeah. So, but God wins.
Should have known that was coming. It's pretty good timing.
I have to remember that. That's me telling myself.
But
God wins.
So you were talking about the tariffs.
Oh yeah. Well, the tariffs. I mean, he had put a tariff on Canada, Mexico, and China.
Oh yeah, China.
And then Canada came out trying to act all tough about it.
Yeah,
Mexico folded within 2 hours. They were like, "Okay, we'll send troops to the border.
Right.
We'll play your game.
We'll help you out."
We all know that Trudeau is going to fold eventually because they need us. We don't need Canada.
Right.
And then China is a whole different monster. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. There's so much that I love about this, though, because his whole point is fentanyl. Mm-hmm. And fentanyl is killing so many people. Even just kids that... Yeah, well, right.
It's Chinese payback.
It's China payback, yeah. From centuries ago. Yeah, centuries ago.
We'll never forget.
Yeah. But I mean, still, it's crazy because we've had all these presidents and not one of them has tried to address the fentanyl issue. Finally, we have someone stepping in to address it, and that's not good enough. It's still not good enough, people. He's doing something wrong because he's holding people accountable.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you hold people accountable?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know, but I think it's a map that we should all do individually and in our own lives. Just hold ourselves accountable.
I say tariff the shit out of everybody as long as it let's quit paying taxes.
Well, and then it's supposed to create more growth here.
Yeah.
And more in the long run. So listen, if I can pay this much money for groceries for 4 years, because it's been horrible since Biden got into it. Since COVID, the groceries have been obnoxious.
Oh, it sucks.
We're paying all of that for no good stinking reason. And now we have a good reason and why we're going to be paying for it.
So we can send condoms to Gaza.
Exactly.
50 million.
Exactly.
What is...
Yeah, I don't
Dude, like...
Well, they have all kinds of studies like that.
All be outraged as shit. I mean, about what they do with our... Sending it to all these other countries. And it's money laundering, dude.
That's just one.
They're stealing from the American people and laundering our money to put it back in other pockets, dude. And it enrages.
The rich people.
It enrages.
Same rich people. They're still getting paid. And there was some other study or article that came out this morning about how Zelensky is saying that he has not seen all of that money, that he doesn't know where half of those billions went. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not in Ukraine,
yeah.
and you know, who is it? Is it Trump? Yeah. You know, they kept pretending like the casualties of this war between Ukraine and Russia was not like we thought.
It's big.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It's hundreds of thousands.
Yes, I mean hundreds of thousands on both sides.
Yeah, I had heard Zelensky say something like 30,000 at one time.
Yeah,
and it was way more.
It's like 100,000 men.
And that's what, like, when Tucker and Pierce was arguing about the Ukraine war, Tucker was telling Pierce, like, dude, he's been shutting down Christian churches.
Yeah.
He's putting pastors and preachers in jail.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
A lot. And that's another unspoken thing nobody wants to talk about because nobody cares about Christians. You know, that's not popular. But Candace and Tucker will talk about that. And there's a lot of martyrs, a lot of people that are killed because they're Christians overseas. And always have been.
Yeah.
But it's ramped up. Supposedly it's ramped up in the last 4 years or so. So there's a lot to know. There's a lot we're going to be hopefully uncovering and digging into.
Dude, Europe's been going through some shit.
Well, and we've heard that for years. For 15, 20 years we've heard Europe is being inundated with all these migrants and all these people that are coming over, and that they can't go into certain areas because they're scared of the migrant. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I saw a video of Rome, Italy, and it looked like California. Yeah. Just trashed, people just sleeping in tents all over the place. Yeah.
Wow.
Throwing stuff at people with cameras and stuff. Like,
so sad.
Yeah, and that was Rome, Italy. Yeah. Which sucks because these are like places that I wanted to go visit. I'm like, dude.
I know we're supposed to be going to Ireland, and now I don't even want to fly.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's my thing. I'm going to have to be Xanaxed out just to get on the plane.
You guys might have to rent a sailboat.
Something, right?
Sailboat.
I'll just go on
Take
the plane
with a couple of weeks off
with the life vest on and stuff.
Yeah.
Just board the plane like that.
Have your own parachute already on.
That'd be so funny.
That would be funny.
Oh, I feel like doing
That'd be
that,
a great video.
That would
Somebody
be
walking on with a parachute and a life vest,
right, guys.
life jacket, and they're like, "I'm ready for the I'm ready. I'm ready now."
Which Tim Dillon, speaking of him, he has been complaining about the crazy amount of flights going wrong. Like, I've listened to him for a long time now. For many months, he's been complaining about flights.
Yes.
And so it's funny to hear him talk about it.
Right.
How right he's been the whole time.
Yeah, he has. And that's what he said. He said
he's like, these people don't want to do. They don't want to. They
don't want to deal with your bullshit.
They don't want to deal with you. They could care less if there's traffic in the air. And then come to find out that Washington, helicopter and plane flight. I mean, apparently it's all congested.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying. Like, why are they doing those drills at 9 o'clock during a busy flight time? Where all these other commercial flights are happening. Like,
well, a lot of pilots have come out and said that it's been a problem for a long time. Yeah, the congestion in the air,
that's interesting.
Traffic in the air like that. No thanks.
Air traffic. We got enough traffic.
I know.
That's crazy. Yeah, all the airplanes crashing. Soon, I mean, he gets elected.
I'm just saying, we'll see what happens, but I have a little sneaky suspicion that Rebecca may have purposely done that.
So
that's my own.
And she died in that crash?
Yes.
Everybody so maybe it was like a suicide mission. Well, the first one, they said it was like 60 people on the plane passed away.
67 people.
Or 67, yeah. Dude, that's terrible, man.
No, it's awful.
And I was like...
And it was little kids.
Yeah.
And also Russians, which they haven't really said. I looked up a list of the names because I was going to go one by one to study and see, like, who was on that plane.
Yeah.
Trump mentioned something that kind of was like a bell to me because he said very important people on the plane.
Did he?
And I was like, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, what does that
mean? And there were some government officials.
Really?
There were some professors. I think there was a couple of like Harvard professors. So
Hillary.
We'll see.
Hillary.
She's up to her antics again.
Just kidding.
But you never know. They've only talked about the Olympic, Olympians and people like that. But there were 60 other people.
There's a lot of people on there. That's crazy.
I know, so sad.
Did
you see the video? Scary.
I saw the one that almost crashed into the mall or something.
Well, that one
or
too.
did it crash in the
That, oh my
and
God.
it lit up. Whew.
That fell from the sky. That
It
was
had a
an
bunch
emergency.
of oxygen tanks and shit on it. Yeah.
That was really sad because it was a little girl that was actually from Mexico, and it was a volunteer doctor group that had been treating this little girl. It was her last cancer treatment, and she was on her way back home to live her life out, hopefully healthy. Yes, and they said that took off and then just straight, but they said that one was almost like a missile, like it almost looked like it was engaged in like the gasoline.
People were thinking they were getting attacked.
Yeah, which is also crazy because we live in a day and age now where even on America's soil, that's the first thing I would have thought.
Yeah,
was, oh my God, we're being bombed. Yeah,
like here we go.
Super scary.
Yeah,
but the aftermath of that too. I mean, that plane hit the ground so hard, it's like a crater, and the earth it hit so hard. But I mean, I don't know what they're saying about that other than, malfunction somehow.
Yeah, I mean, for the last couple of years, we've been hearing about Boeing planes.
That's what I'm saying.
Up.
Yes. And they're saying directly tied to the lack of quality workers.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got more news to watch.
So it makes sense when he says, DEI.
Yeah, because it's going to eventually weaken the system if you're trying to
bypass
make things
the
even.
Most qualified.
Right. I mean,
it makes no sense.
And it's also rude. Like, to me, it just seems so strange. Like, of course, African Americans are qualified. Of course, Chinese people are I mean, of course, there's people that are qualified.
Yeah.
Just go through the schooling and base it on merit, just like everybody else. It's not like it's just all white people.
Yeah.
And the FF.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand why they keep hanging their hat on that.
I don't know. I mean, they're still rolling with the narrative that we're a misogynistic, racist country, and that's why Trump is.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually no. It's nothing but talking points and points to divide.
It's just wild to see those people double down on their shit. That it's like, dude, nobody's buying it.
I know.
But
they're trying. And
you're doubling down on it.
And that DNC, dude, that whole side of the aisle, they got to get their shit together. They have no leadership.
It is a dumpster fire.
It is a dumpster fire. Yeah, they're in trouble. But maybe somebody will, break through and be their hero.
I'm sure some lizard will come up through the ranks.
Well, I'm hoping somebody that's got some actual.
It's ridiculous, man.
All right. I'm worn out.
Yeah. All right. We'll get on it next week.
Yep. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Deuces.